in front of the school by
Okay,
300
it's 6:01, and we are returning from open session. There is one thing to report out.
Call her.
There was a motion made by Trustee Briscoe and seconded by Trustee Singer and carried by the following roll call vote to approve the settlement agreement to resolve the special education due process matter OAH case number 20181000521 in the amount of $5,000. Trustee West votes yes, Trustee Singer yes, Trustee Briscoe yes, Trustee Carvin yes, and Trustee Sauter votes yes as well. There is nothing else to report out. All right, item G, Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you could please remain standing, the band is going to play the Star Spangled Banner. Okay, that brings us to H, introduction. Superintendent.
We have none at this time.
Okay, we have I, minutes. Is there a motion and a second to adopt the minutes for the regular Board of Trustees meeting of November 13th, 2018?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing no one, move to the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. All right. We also have a motion. We need a motion to accept and adopt the minutes of the special board meeting of November 27th, 2018.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go to the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. That brings us to J, time certain. We will now have a holiday song performance by the members of the Mesa View Middle School Advanced Band under the direction of Mr. Dennis Nicolosi.
Thank you. This is just a small portion, a dozen of our advanced band students that volunteered to come in and do a little extra performance. We're going to play two selections for you, Silver Bells, followed by Winter Wonderland.
for a photo up in front here?
Sure.
All right.
There's only room for Jello.
All right, come on, Jello. Yeah.
Regular order, I guess.
Nice to see you. Nice run.
Thank you. Yeah, how do you guys?
Squish in uncomfortably,
Oh, little, I know.
uncomfortably close.
I'm so sorry. I want to make sure I get everybody's faces. Okay, make sure you can see me so I can see you. Okay. All right, you guys. 1, 2, 3. One more. I'll do one more this way. For Instagram. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. You guys.
Good job, guys. Take your own.
Merry Christmas.
So I'm like,
All right, here we go. We are at a place that we reach every year. Board reorganization and the oath of office. Well, actually, we only reach the oath of office every 2 years. 2 years. So, but we are at the oath of office. Neil Kelly, pardon me, Neil, Registrar of Voters of Orange County, has certified the results of the Ocean View School District Board of Trustees election held November 6, 2018. Per Government Code Section 1363, each newly elected official is required to take an oath of office before assuming his or her duties. Prior to agenda adoption and closed session, Dr. Carol Hansen, Superintendent, administered the oath of office to Mr. John Briscoe, Mrs. Patricia Singer, and Mr. Jack Souders. Trustee Gina Clayton Tarvin will now ceremoniously administer the oath of office to Mr. Briscoe, Mrs. Singer, and Mr. Souders.
trustees, I'd like for you to stand in front of the podium and face the audience, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, before we begin, I'd like to congratulate the three of you on your victories this general election of 2018. Pleased to be serving with you again. Okay, so please raise your right hand, or you may reaffirm. Mr. Briscoe, Mrs. Singer, and Mr. Souders, please repeat after me. So I'm going to say I, and then we'll go down the line, and you state your name, and then I will attempt to go as slow as possible, okay? All right. I,
Jack Souders,
Alejandra Patricia Singer.
I, John Briscoe,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or reaffirm
or reaffirm
that I will support
that I will support
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State
and the Constitution of the State
of California
of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear
that I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution
to the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully discharge
and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which
the duties upon which
I am about to enter.
I am about to enter.
I will now shake your hands and congratulate you. I'd like to now invite down Trustee Westwell to join the board. We're going to take an official group picture of our Board of Trustees for the year 2019.
The abuela and abuela.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have you move this a little bit. Yes, this way. You're right.
We would all move the same direction at the same time.
Yeah.
In the same part.
Do 3 different shots.
Smile.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me just back up. Okay. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
The easiest thing we do all year.
Wrong way? Not way.
Congratulations. Thank you, Kate. Okay, Superintendent?
Well, congratulations, newly elected, re-elected board members. And if you would like to introduce any family members that you have, Trustee Souders? No?
Well, unfortunately, my family members could not make it this evening.
And I know you want to acknowledge
They're here in spirit. I would like to acknowledge my wife, Tracy, and my 2 daughters, Victoria and Claire, and my son, Tyler.
Thank you. And Trustee Singer. You can have them stand and introduce them. All right, let's see. I have my sister Liz here. My sister Christy is here. My mom and my dad. There they are, they're shy. My sister Erica. Bobby and Tammy are here. My friend Pearl. Of course, my sweet, sweet husband that takes care of me is here. And my 2 girls. My PTO crew is here. Miss Marlena is here, and Amanda. My friend Lorena is here. Shane is here. There's so many people. That is Miss Merkel. Miss Merkel's back there. Jody, thank you. Mr. Joe Gaglione, always supporting and giving me some love. Thank you. Just thank you to all of you that are in the audience. I really appreciate it. I can feel the love. So thank you, thank you. Trustee Briscoe.
Well, with all of that entourage, I have one that's 5 times bigger, my wife, Debbie Briscoe. My son's arriving in from China tomorrow night at 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock after living in China for 5 years. He's coming home with a Chinese bride. So we're very excited about that.
Okay, Superintendent, ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Now this is actually something we do every year. We're at J2, election of presidents. So I would now like to open the nominations for a new board president. Trustee Clayton Charlie.
I would like to nominate Trustee John Briscoe.
I will second that.
So we have one on the roll. So we, if I'm not mistaken, Trustee Clayton Charlie, we vote on that. We vote on that before we would move on to any other.
That is correct.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. We'll do a roll call vote for trustee Briscoe to be president. Yes. Oh, are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, we'll do a roll call vote for trustee Briscoe to be president. Trustee Briscoe?
Aye.
Trustee Clayton-Tarvin?
Aye.
Trustee Singer?
Aye.
Trustee Westwell?
No.
And I am an aye. This would be he would be a great president, trustee Briscoe. So the vote is 4-1, approving trustee Briscoe as board president. Congratulations, President Briscoe. And at this time, President Briscoe will resume control of, well, will take control of the meeting. This you'll need it. We're going to reorganize. Give us 2 seconds. Thanks, sir.
Thank you. So, getting down to business, nominations are now open for board vice president. Trustee Souders.
I would like to nominate trustee Clayton-Tarvin.
Are there any other nominations?
We need a second.
Oh, have a second. No, wait a
Oh,
second.
no, we don't need a second, sorry.
Any other nominations? Nominations are closed. The nominee is trustee Clayton-Tarvin. We'll now conduct a roll call vote for trustee to be vice president. Trustee Briscoe? Aye. Trustee Clayton-Tarvin?
Aye.
Trustee Singer?
Aye.
Singer. Trustee Souders?
Aye.
Trustee Westwell?
No.
The vote is 4 in favor, 1 opposing, approving trustee Clayton-Tarvin as board vice president. Congratulations, Vice President Clayton-Tarvin. Nominations are now open for the board clerk. I'll take nominations.
I will nominate Souders, trustee Souders.
Are there any other nominations? Nominations are closed. The nominee is trustee Souders. We will conduct a roll call vote for trustee to be clerk. Trustee Westwell.
Aye.
Trustee Souders.
Aye.
Trustee Singer.
Aye.
Trustee Clayton-Tarvin.
Aye.
Trustee Briscoe is aye. It's a 5-0 vote. Our new board clerk is trustee Souders. Congratulations. This is trustee Rogers' Rules of Order. Robert's Rules of Order. So we are going to establishment of our regular Board of Trustees meeting dates coming up. It's in the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
Trustee Clayton-Tarvin.
Okay, so I'm looking at January. It looks like that we actually have 3 meetings
Yes.
with January 15th.
That's a study session.
Okay. For board governance and district priorities. So I guess I'd like to know what exactly we're going to be doing. Is it going to be a study session in open session type of thing? Is it going to be a closed session agenda? And what is the rationale for this?
For the information of the audience, questions from the podium and questions from the dais are addressed to the presiding officer. That would be the president. That would be me. So Gina, Trustee Clayton-Tarvin is asking me the question. I will defer to the superintendent to explain it to us, please.
It is my recommendation that we have a study session on board governance to review how we're going to work together as a governing team, the superintendent and the board as a cohesive group. So I would like to review some of our protocols and some of our practices. I also would like to discuss and get some consensus on district priorities to help guide our work. We know that we have a local control accountability plan and we have a stakeholder engagement process that's going to begin, and we would like to get from the board there some clarity on the directions. We've done some other work regarding addressing our soon to expire strategic plan that I'd like to share with the board and get further direction on. So it would be an open session and just a study session.
Do you have any further questions, Trustee Clinton?
I do. If you look at October, it says the 1st and the 15th. In the past, we've typically not held meetings on the first day of the month. I noticed that if we do though, and we have a meeting on the 1st and the 15th, we would then have 2 weeks in between to go to November 5th, and we'd have 2 meetings in November. Is that something that you'd like to do, President Briscoe?
At 2 meetings a month, we'll either have meetings from the 17th to the 1st of October or from, it's a big gap. It's fine by me unless there's some reason we want to have another meeting in between or move it up further. The 15th to the 5th of November is just 5 days less than the 17th to the 1st of October. Do you have a suggestion?
We could do the 8th and the 22nd. I'm not really sure. We should hear from others.
Trustee Souders, do you have an opinion? I heard you clearing your throat.
Well, I was just curious as to the reason why we would move it from the 8th to the 22nd. Can you clarify that for me again, Trustee Clayton?
We just typically don't hold meetings on the first day of the month. In the past, we haven't, but is there, no, it's okay.
Trustee Singer?
I think it's fine the way it is. I think it's too close to the holidays if we move it. If Thanksgiving's around the corner, it's a busy time. I think the way it's scheduled, it's perfect. I wouldn't move it.
Are we off the week of the 22nd? Superintendent Hanson?
We're off Thanksgiving week. I just want to point out that there have been some years that we've had 2 meetings in November. There's been some years that we only have 1. So an option is just to do a meeting November 19th. And that's what we did this year. We just had 1 in November. So there's an option.
Trustee Clayton Tarvin?
I think the reason this year we decided to do that may have been related to the election, because that night there was something to do with that. Typically, in the past, we always have had 2 meetings in November. I guess I would defer to the superintendent and staff about, is it best to have 2 meetings? When we went to a 1 meeting a month schedule some years back, it was not good because business of the district couldn't get done quick enough.
Superintendent Hanson?
I would prefer to keep the schedule that we have, even if we have short agendas, because it's nice to have a holding place in case there is business of the district that needs to be attended to.
Trustee Westwell?
I prefer to keep it the same too. Traditionally, it's the 1st and 3rd Tuesdays of the month. People just rely on that. They don't even look, and they'll just show up here knowing that it's the 1st and 3rd. And so I propose we keep it the same. Historically, that's how we've done it.
Any further discussion? Superintendent Hanson?
I just want to point out that some of the other months, it is not the 1st and 3rd, because we run into 3-day weekends or other holidays. So for example, like in June, because we have the end of school and graduations, or promotions rather, it's different.
Any further discussion? I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes 5-0 with no opposition. We're going to item J4. The adopt a school part of the meeting, a moment of joy. The idea behind Adopt a School is to support and understand the efforts of the schools to assist board members in making better informed decisions. Board members will be invited to activities at their adopted schools through the district activity calendar, district website, and invitations from their school's principals and parent organizations. These activities include, but are not limited to, being a guest reader in the classroom and attending school celebrations and evening concerts. We'll now ask each trustee to choose a school one at a time to adopt for the upcoming year. The list is on page G, and the page 26, Exhibit G. The prior year assignment is indicated, and we'll start filling in. And we'll start at the Westwell end of the table. Trustee Westwell.
I will select Greenview.
Trustee Souders.
Harborview.
Trustee Clayton Tarvin.
Oakview.
Trustee Singer.
Lakeview.
And I will select Springview. Trustee Westwell.
I will take Mesa View.
Trustee Souders.
Village View.
Trustee Clayton Tarvin.
Westmont.
Trustee Singer.
Vista View.
And okay, and I will select Circleview. Trustee Westwell.
How about Golden View?
Trustee Souders.
How about College View?
Trustee Clayton Tarvin.
Ocean View Preparatory Preschool in Pleasant View.
Trustee Singer.
Oakview Preschool.
Okay. And I will select Oakview. We have one school left.
I said Garden.
So we have adopted all the schools. And that closes that matter on item J4. J5, board representatives to committees, district representative to the nomination
Point
committee.
of order,
Yes.
what's J5? I'm trying, I think we're on J, D, K, okay. Not K, so J3D, right?
Yes.
J3D,
Oh, J3D.
thank you.
So board representative to alternative to nominating committee for the Orange County Committee on School District Organization. This item is about voting a representative and alternative for the nominating committee. Is anyone interested in serving as the district's representative to the nominating committee?
Trustee Briscoe.
Yes.
I don't see that in our agenda packet. I don't see the, no, I mean, there's no.
In the background, backup material. There's nothing back here.
Right.
All we have is an item on the agenda with no supporting documentation. Is that what I hear you saying?
I'm not sure where it is. Could you just direct me to it? I'm sure it's there somewhere. I'm just not seeing it after the last page we were on, which was 26. 126?
No, that's a CSBA item. This is for the.
It's all a part of J, 3, K, page 17. It's on the bottom of it.
You can nominate whoever. Mr. President,
Yes.
we can nominate whoever we want for a candidate and alternate.
Yes. On the board. So is there, so on page 17 of the agenda, if you're online or if you have a hard copy, it's item J3A, trustee Clayton Tarman.
What's fascinating about this item is that I'm not really sure that who we've nominated to do this job has ever been called to do the job.
I'd like to ask Cindy Lee to explain to us who did it last year. I think it was me. So the previous year was trustee Briscoe, and the alternate was trustee Souders.
Mr. President,
Yes.
perhaps someone would like to volunteer?
You would like to volunteer?
I said perhaps someone would like to volunteer.
Cindy, yes.
I'll nominate trustee Westwell.
For alternate or for first?
For the first job.
Okay.
I guess I volunteer.
Are there any
I nominated you.
nominations for the representative? And if not, I need a nomination for the alternative. I'd like to nominate trustee Singer. Just for the information, this job and role has sparse and scant little to do unless there's a disaster in a school district, and then the county school district organization committee comes to be very hugely important. We've never had one of those events in my experience in the 12 years on the board, but it's a very important role if something happens. So now we're going to, there's no need for a vote unless there's more than one person wanting to serve in the capacity. So trustee Westwell will serve as representative and trustee Singer alternate, respectively, to the nominating committee of the Orange County Committee on School District Organization. At this time, we will break for a reception to honor our newly elected and re-elected board members. No? This is a really important part. Recognition of the Board of Trustees officers for December 2017-2018. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, Superintendent Carol Hansen will recognize Jack Souders for his service as president, John Briscoe for his service as vice president, and Gina Clayton Tarman for her service as clerk of the Board of Trustees from December 2017 to present.
If I could have trustee Clayton Tarman, president, if I could have the current officers please come take their place in front of the podium. These individuals have served as our board leadership, and serving in a public office, being elected in a public office, and then serving as an actual officer of our board, an official of our board, is really essential to the smooth running of our board. And we appreciate your service, and it is commendable for all of the extra hours that you do on your own time, taking phone calls and helping prepare the agenda and run the meeting. So let's give them a round of applause, everybody. I'd like to recognize Gina Clayton Tarman as our former clerk and recognize her for her service this last year. And former Vice President Briscoe got his feet wet, and now I'm so happy that he's now going to be serving as our president. But we know that, how many terms have you been elected? This is your fourth term?
Feet wet to all wet?
Yes, you're all wet now. Fourth term 4th term,
16 years.
re-elected, and this last year he's done a fine job as vice president. Let's recognize John Briscoe as our chairman.
You're fully immersed now, John.
And finally, I want to give a personal thank you to Mr. Souders for serving as our president. We spend a lot of time on the phone together and meeting in order to prepare for these board meetings, and I appreciate his patience and his professionalism through this last year, and I think that we as a collective group have done great work, all of us, and thank you, President Souders, for your service this last year.
Don't block your name. All three. All three.
I didn't get a hug, everybody else got a hug.
It's the battle of the blondes. She's like, Mom, can I have the cake now? I shouldn't have told her about the cake. Oh. Happy Christmas, Kwanzaa. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa. Hit them all. I heard that, Jack. Cake.
The time is now 6:41. We'll reconvene the meeting at 6:51. I'm calling for a 10-minute recess.